What's up everybody, and welcome back to another daily video. In today's video, we are taking a look at the all-new generation 2019 GMC Sierra. Huge thank you to Innovative Speed Shop. They're actually providing this truck for today's video. They do all sorts of automotive detailing, so definitely check them out. They even have their own waterless wash, which is really good. But anyway guys, let's take a look at the new Sierra. Underneath the hood, this one features the optional 6.2 liter 8-cylinder engine that produces 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. This engine is paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and running on a 24-gallon fuel tank, this can get about 15 miles per gallon in the city and 20 miles per gallon on the highway. The overall wheelbase is 147.4 inches with an overall length of 231.7 inches. The width is 81.2 and it has an overall height of a little over 78 inches. The AT4 trim level also features a standard 2-inch lift kit over the standard Sierra. This also has Rancho rear shocks and a rear axle at 3.23. Depending on the configuration, max towing capacity is 9,400 pounds with a max payload capacity at 1,700 pounds. The front end of the new Sierra has an extremely bold appearance. We have a large grille up front with black chrome trim, large GMC badge as well as a forward-facing camera. We have body color trim wrapping the entire grille surround. And then coming down low, we have a body color front bumper with parking sensors as well as your red tow hooks. There's gloss black trim in the center, LED fog lights on the sides, and then LED daytime running lights in the headlights with more LED functions. And then coming to the hood of the truck, we have more aggressive lines in the center to help give the front end a wide appearance. Definitely a modern look up front with all the new designs comparing it to the previous generations. A lot of body colored accents for the AT4. And then as we make our way to the front fenders of the truck, we get the 6.2 V8 badge as well as a GMC logo underneath that. This has a set of 18-inch wheels all around with Wrangler mud terrain tires and then blacked out fender trim above it. Moving to the side of the truck, there's gloss black mirror caps. We get LEDs in the front of the mirrors and then a camera on the lower side of it. There's also a sharp body line in the front door that flows its way to the rear end of the vehicle, and then extended running boards on the side to also give you better entry to the bed. This truck has great proportions overall for a side profile. We have the full 4-door configuration with the shorter bed. The rear fenders match nicely to the front with more of a squared off shape. We get the same black fender treatment as we did in the front with the same wheel configuration. And then making our way to the rear end of the truck, there's a side step on both sides of the rear bumper, integrated dual exhaust system, your built-in trailer hitch as well as your 4 parking sensors, another AT4 badge, LED rear taillights, and then we make our way to the 6-function tailgate. Now there's a lot to talk about with the tailgate for this new truck. This is probably the most innovative tailgate of any new pickup truck on the market. So we have 2 buttons, one on the top and bottom. If we go ahead and press the lower button, that actually opens the tailgate just like in your normal pickup truck. You can also double tap on the key fob and do the exact same function. But with this configuration set up, you can grab the handle right in here and open this side up, and this basically acts as a bed extender. So if you have larger items in the bed of the truck, this will do a great job making it so nothing is going to fall out. And then you can go ahead and close this down. We'll go ahead and close the tailgate now, and then if we press the top button, we can make this part come down. So now this is kind of the workbench setup. It's at a good elbow height. As you can see me standing next to it, I'm 5'11". My arm sits on it really nicely. So this is a good workbench. Maybe you're going fishing, you can put a lot of stuff here like your tackle box, kind of get things squared away. And then if we open the tailgate again, I'll just double tap the key fob so you see how that looks. So now if we reach under, the first button you will feel, we'll open this one up, and that's probably why they do the configuration like that. So this is a really good setup to where I can actually stand a lot closer to whatever's inside the bed. So if I am working on something or there is an item in the bed, I now don't have half of the tailgate in my way, so I can stand a little bit closer, do what I have to do in here. We also have a handle on the left side, just pulls right up, locks in place. And then another feature, if we go back to this piece, pressing that button and sliding this down, this is now your step. So as you would expect, I can step right up to it. Very simple to do. It's a really sturdy step, which is nice. And then coming out of it, it's just like walking down a large staircase. So that's a full look at the outside of the truck and going over a lot of the specifications. This tailgate is definitely really impressive. So many different functions for it. Now to go ahead and take a look at the interior of the truck. With it locked, you can just press the button, go ahead and unlock the vehicle. The door panel features black leather along the armrest and the side of it. We even get some brown stitching on it for a cool look. There's a nice looking pattern along the grab handle. All of your window controls as well as mirror controls, lock, unlock, and then your memory seating as well as a nice release handle. And then coming to the seats, we have 10-way power adjustments for both driver and passenger. We also have more of the brown stitching, some nice brown inlays in the center. We have perforated leather along the center of the seats with solid leather on the outsides. We have an AT4 badge embroidered up top in the headrest. And then making our way to the steering wheel, brown stitching along the black leather, a cool looking brushed aluminum accent to it. And now inside the truck with my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and start it up. On the left of the steering wheel, we have the button for your gap adjustment for the radar cruise control. And then we also have your heated steering wheel controls, all your cruise control settings, going faster and slower, turning them on and off. Over on the right side, we have Bluetooth and audio controls, as well as controlling the center screen down here. We can scroll over to see distance, radio, navigation, your phone, more settings like that. We can scroll down and everything, heads-up display, speed warnings. And with the heads-up display, you can actually control all the buttons over here, making it move, your different information as well as the brightness. So as we go ahead and take a look at it as I zoom in, I can move the screen up and down depending on how I want to see it. We have the forward collision there as well as your speed and speedometer. We have off-road settings like your pitch and roll as well as your all-wheel drive control. And then over on the left side of the steering wheel, we have all your four-wheel drive controls, your auto, 4 high, 4 low, then your two-wheel drive high. And then clicking this left and right, we have different drive modes. We have the Tour, Sport, an off-road mode, and then a tow and haul mode. We also have the dome light for the bed, as well as your fog lights, and then all your headlight controls. There's nice black leather along the top of the dash with more of the brown stitching. And then going into the infotainment screen, there's a lot of things here. Going home, we have navigation, your radio, and of course you can see your Bluetooth as well. Hitting the climate control button and we turn climate on. We can see everything on the screen as well as actually changing on the manual buttons down below. This truck does have 4G, so we have the Wi-Fi hotspot, we have trailering, and then if we hit the camera, this has a very impressive camera system. And then if I click on various ones, we have a wide angle for the front, a top down for the front, the overall 360 view. And then going here, we have the corners, you can see the wheels. And then we have your power button on the left side as well as your volume. And then climate control is right here, and really cool, if we do adjust this, it does come up on the screen as well, which is a nice touch. We have your temperature on the left side that changes with the screen. And then all your heated and ventilated seat controls, your zones that are in the center as well as on off. Then down below we have the lane keeping assist on and off, your parking sensors on and off, auto start stop feature, you can open the tailgate, hazards, traction control, and a few more. And then we have the trailer braking set up right there with USB ports, 12-volt outlet, and then a 3-prong outlet as well. Wireless phone charging and cup holder in the center, and then some more storage on the center console. We have perforated and solid leather with brown stitching. And then opening this right up, we have a ton of space in here, more USB ports and an SD slot. And then going over to the right side, we have 2 different glove boxes. Opening this up, a little bit of space up top, and then the normal one down below with a lot of space in here as well. And then making our way to the ceiling of the truck, this does have a power sunroof. We have the tilt and slide feature, and then a button to open and close the rear glass as well. And then last but not least, we'll go ahead and take a look at the rear view mirror. Pulling this button up, this is now an LCD screen, and then just pushing it back down, it's your normal mirror. So really cool to have that in this truck. And now to go ahead and take a look at the rear space of the truck, we can go ahead and open up the door. Door panel is finished off very similarly. We have the brown stitching and black leather, the same cool design to it, and some storage down below. We have a lot of space back here. Of course, I have my camera bag and lunchbox over on the other side. But a really cool feature we'll go ahead and talk about is this opens up, and we actually have some nice storage space in the rear seats here. You can fit a few items in here, which is a pretty cool touch to have. And then in the front here, we have the heated seats, 2 USB outlets, and a 12-volt, and then 2 different air vents as well. But back in here now, there is a ton of legroom. I have like 6 or 7 inches in front of my knees. My feet have a ton of room underneath the seat. And then just sitting back here, it's a pretty comfortable seat. There's a lot of cushion to it, so I can definitely see actually going on a pretty good long road trip. The armrest is actually at a really good spot, so it's pretty comfortable. And then opening up this center again to see what that's like as an armrest. You know, it's also in a pretty good spot, so you can get comfortable back here. It's a roomy truck to have 3 people in the back. And then if we grab the base of the seat, we can lift this up to have a little bit more storage space. There's a nice cubby below the entire seat, and then just grab it down to close it all. And then one thing really cool, there's a large cutout in the ceiling, like 4 inches tall, to actually give you a lot more headroom back here. I don't think I've ever seen that in any other truck, but that just really helps make the rear end of this truck super usable for any type of person. So setting off now in the new Sierra, it'll be interesting to see how this truck drives, but already just driving it on the street now, it's pretty comfortable. It's very smooth. We have the off-road suspension setup, which means there is going to be a little bit more body roll on-road because this is more geared towards off-road. You want more of that suspension travel, of course, to absorb the big bumps when off-roading. So then just for on-road capabilities right now, it's a smooth ride. These are the more aggressive tires, so you can hear them just a little bit. It's nothing crazy like super aggressive mud grapplers or anything like that, but so far pretty smooth. The heads-up display is really nice to see. I have the speed limit as well as my speed right on the glass. Visibility is fantastic, like pretty much all trucks. A lot of glass everywhere. You can see everything pretty nicely. The view over your left and right shoulder is really good. There's really no blind spots in a truck like this. We'll go ahead and see a little bit about the acceleration. This does have the optional 6.2 engine. Oh yeah. Sounds good too. Just giving it some gas again. Man, that's got a really beefy tone to it. That's very muscular sounding. And now we'll just go over these train tracks, kind of a steep incline just to see some of the articulation with it. Obviously this isn't anything crazy just now, but at least feel, you know, climbing up a hill like that. I mean, that was obviously pretty easy to do. Of course, we got the four-wheel drive and all those types of settings. Going over some train tracks. You know, this has a lot of ground clearance, more than 10 inches. It's 2-inch lifted compared to the stock one. That was a pretty large incline over the train tracks and back onto flat ground, and of course, there's not even an issue. It's a truck, obviously it's not a sports car, but it is nice, even just on-road stuff that you might have to encounter, obviously can do things pretty well. But as far as on-road capabilities go, driving this thing around, it's easy to navigate. It's not an intimidating truck. It is a bigger truck. It's not the smallest thing out there, of course. Not the biggest thing either, but with the cameras, with the visibility, just the overall layout and everything, it's really easy to work with. And then the button configuration, super simple to use. There's not a million buttons. All the toggle switches down below look really good. The nav screen, the climate controls and everything are very easy to get used to. But now let's kind of see what it's like. Another steep incline. That is pretty easy to do. So we're not anything crazy, this is just a little bit of dirt, but I'm gonna go ahead and go to the camera to see what it's like. But I have the 360 view camera on the left side. Let's scroll over to see the other views. So with the 3D camera on now, I can actually see the truck driving around and navigating around the dirt, but I can even see a big rock that I just avoided. Super cool to do that. And as I go from reverse to drive, it goes from front view camera and then the backup camera. So as far as more off-roading, there's a curb and then kind of a mound of dirt to flat ground. We're gonna put the vehicle into the off-road setting. We'll just get the tire flat with the curb, and actually we're gonna go to the camera and I can actually see exactly where the truck is sitting, the front view. I can actually even see my tire hitting the curb right there, and we'll just bump up to the curb. But of course it does it with ease, hitting the curb with the back tire. Obviously this is nothing what this truck can actually do, but pretty neat to see how easily that works. And then going to the other view, I can see the rear view of the 3D camera, and then scrolling through to the 360 parking camera. Well, that is a really cool touch. And then just popping it into reverse, I can watch all of the camera screens as I navigate out. So obviously that wasn't anything too crazy as far as off-roading goes, but at least we were off the main road, just seeing what it was like doing some circles in some dirt. But then back over the train tracks, I mean, this is a lot steeper than it probably looks on camera, but you know, pretty cool just messing with the cameras. You can see how if you are off-roading with this vehicle, since it is geared towards that 3D camera, the 360 camera is really going to help you out. Any large obstacles or anything, it's going to kind of sort it out a little bit for you so you don't hit anything. Well, that is a nice touch to have in a luxury truck that still is geared towards off-roading. So then to wrap up talking about the new GMC Sierra, since I'm not a dealer, I don't have the actual window sticker. I believe these ones start around $55,000 for the AT4. This is probably the trim level I would go with. You can of course get the Denali with all the luxuries, more of the premium feel to it, but I like this one a lot just because it has these sporty aspects to it. If we go to the different drive modes, I'm in sport mode right now. Actually a little bit more aggressive, it downshifted, but accelerating in sport mode, it's a lot more aggressive with the gear change, holding it a little bit better. We have the off-road mode, and then just touring mode is normal for just driving like that. But this is what I would pick just because you have the off-road capabilities. It's still very luxurious and premium in here. All the leather is high quality, heated and ventilated seats, 360 cameras, all the safety aspects are in this truck, heads-up display, everything like that. So you are getting a fully loaded vehicle, but more of the fun aspects. The exterior is really cool, the red tow hooks, the body color, the black chrome trim, the wheels, the tires, and everything. So I definitely like this setup because in my opinion, this is the cool one. It's got the fun stuff to it. But overall, really sweet truck. You're looking at around the $60,000 mark, I would say, out the door, but you definitely get a ton for the money. But I think that about wraps up today's video with the new Sierra. Once again, massive shout out and thank you to Innovative Speed Shop for providing a personal vehicle for today's video. Definitely a really nice truck. I'm sure the owner is going to enjoy many more miles to come. So definitely check out all the information to them down in the description below. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a huge thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button. We upload every single day at 9 a.m. and we do have new merchandise available. Definitely check that out. Anyways, that is it, guys. We'll see you next video.